Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nada Nazri, Namatic 273645. So in this part, I would like to highlight the four main introduction which cover an overview of Islamic treasury management, activities involved, Islamic perspective, and also the function of treasury management. First one is overview of treasury management. From the statement this video is clearly about what the real treasury department controls, like liquidity management and risk management, to maximize return and minimize the costs. Every bank should emphasize the preserving liquidity and risk control. This is because every bank requires a high level of liquidity that can be converted into cash quickly and not incurring any fees and generating a profit to the bank. And number two is activities involved. As seen above, for example, like Maybank Islamic Berhad will accept a client deposit as a source of liquidity and bank money, and the customer is then lent money by Maybank Islamic Berhad using the depositor's cash. For this instance, the bank must provide liquidity to meet customer financing requirements, and to maintain that liquidity, Treasury must guarantee that the right quantity of cash in the right currency is available at the right time. Next, in Islamic perspective, that have same activities with conventional, but in Islamic that do not involve any prohibition item like usury, riba, maisin, and gharar. And last one is function of treasury. With cash management, banks can be better control client payment delays and remove any foreign currency risk and transaction fees, while increasing cash generation. In order to avoid insolvency and ensure sound financing, a company's debt management strategy comprises corporate gearing ratios. And foreign exchange is also a treasury function that handles risk control and trading limitation.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Hajar binti Muhammad Rizaini and my matrix number is 273316. So my part I will explain about background of Maybank. In 1963, Malaya Banking Berhad was established by Kuat Tempoh with several partners in Kuala Lumpur. With the rapid development, Maybank was able to open 150 branches in just 3 years. Maybank expanded its business in Singapore in 1963 with the establishment of Malaya Banking. Maybank also has many branches in neighboring countries such as Indonesia, Philippines, Singapore, Cambodia, Pakistan, Vietnam, and other as many as 2,400 branches. There are 393 branches and 2,500 ATMs spread across the country in Malaysia, making Malaya Banking Berhad the country's largest bank. Through its subsidiary, Malaysia Islamic Berhad, the bank is also offer Islamic banking. Maybank Islamic Berhad is known as the largest Islamic bank in the Asia Pacific region. Its comprehensive range of product and service for individual and business make it Malaysia's largest financial institution. So the second part, I will explain about treasury in banking. For the first is compliance. An effective treasury management system makes sure that the treasury system compliant with existing internal governance and banking regulations. As a result of the system, all treasury transactions can be tracked in a standardized manner and compliant with requirements become easier for organization. And the second is real-time information. As technology and the internet have developed, it has become easier to send and receive information in real time. In this system, user can collect all the necessary information and data, also that the right decision can be made. And the third is technology integrations. One of the obstacles commonly faced by organizations is that software that will be implemented cannot be integrated with the software currently in use. The treasury management system is designed so that it can be integrated with the core banking system and lastly, international market. Transactions on a global scale carry out with different currency value and can pose various risks. With the treasury management system, It is easier to manage transactions with different currency value. Lastly, I will explain about function treasury in banking. So firstly, making cash forecasts, carrying out funding plans, investment plans, and operational plans. Secondly, perform cash management, ensure the availability of sufficient funds for the company's operational needs. Thirdly, perform investment governance, monitor investment returns, monitor investment maturity dates with projection cash needs, and do not invest funds at high risk. Lastly, perform risk management, anticipating situations when market interest rate soar above bond interest rate and anticipating foreign exchange differences.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Kairunisa binti Khairul Anwar and my matric number is 273793. So now I will continue about the overview of the bank. Maybank Islamic Berhad is the main Islamic finance of the Maybank Group. The total assets of Maybank Islamic Berhad were exceeding 91 billion and dominating the market share in almost all key segments. As the industry icon, the Maybank Islamic be the one to lead the industry will develop the new, innovative and competitive propositions. The Islamic banking industry in Malaysia was dominating by the Maybank Islamic with a market share in the financing which is 26.2% and deposit segments which is 23.2% and total asset standing is 91.4 billion according to the data at December 2012. The main focus for Maybank Islamic is to emphasize on Sharia governance and build the strong risk management framework. Most important thing for the Maybank Islamic is to be the forefront of harmonizing financial service and the industry which are more to the moral standards that can give the positively contribute to the communities. The moral standards are related to the ethical business which is through the financial inclusion, community work and corporate responsibility. In 2012, the Maybank Islamic was contributing zakat for 15.2 million that helped the community in our country. Okay, next I will continue about the Code of Ethics. The Code of Ethics for the Maybank Islamic was conduct same as Maybank Group that focus to integrity and credibility. It's important to make the depositors and investors have the full of confidence in the business of Maybank. The Code of Ethics will guide all the employees in Maybank Islamic to carry out their responsibility in their duties because the customer level of trust and confidence are depending on the performance and service of the employees. A few code of ethics that can be mentioned is conflict of interest, misuse of position, misuse of information, integrity and accuracy of records or transaction, fair and equitable treatment, integrity of the banking system and money laundering, and also the terrorism financing. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Influence Maybank 2020 strategy is the top Asian's community banks. Maybank intends to be a major commercial financial services provider in Asia. Maybank has recently reached their goal of being the top 4 largest bank in Southeast Asia, based on the websites of top 10 largest bank in Southeast Asia in 2021. Secondly, the strategy objective influence Maybank 2020 strategy is the leading Asia wholesale bank linking Asia. Seeing Maybank is in the top 4 with total asset billions of US dollar, totaling 213 billions of US dollar, we are convinced that Maybank is one of the greatest bank in Malaysia. People also enjoy using Maybank services and products. The leading Asian insurer also wants of the strategic objective influence Maybank 2020 strategy. We agree with this objective because Maybank require their customer who utilize their service or products to take takaful or insurance for their future. Fourthly, the global leader in Islamic finance. Maybank is aware that the Muslim population in Asia is growing over time. As a result of being the global leader in Islamic financing, Maybank may get more Muslim customer and also can increase the revenue. And last one is digital bank of choice. In the future, if Maybank adheres to the globalization system, we are confident that their service in the digital bank will to be advanced. As a result, Maybank customer base will grow because customer satisfaction is the most important factor in maintaining the system for the next generation.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Najatul Fahdi binti Muhammad Saiful Zamzuri and my metric number is 273922. Now, I will continue the presentation of Treasury product offered by Maybank. In our report writing, we only take several Treasury product from Maybank such as SAMD or we call as Corporate Commodity Murabahah Deposit, then Islamic Fixed Deposit I, then Repurchase Agreement or Islamic Repo, and the last one is Acceptance Bills. First is Corporate Commodity Murabahah Deposit or CCMD. Commodity Murabahah Deposit refer to an Islamic deposit applicable for MYR or foreign currency that is based on the Sharia concept of Murabahah of cost plus, which contract for the sale and purchase of an asset in which the customer is informed of the acquisition, cost and markup. This is an Islamic money market instrument whereby the profit is determined from via Murabahah trade and payable on the maturity date together with the initial principal amount, and the profit rate of CCMD is higher than normal saving account and minimum deposit is 50 ringgit Malaysia for this account. The next one is Islamic Fixed Deposit I. As we know, Islamic term deposit based on the Sharia concept of commodity murabahah or cost plus and sale, where a specific asset as deemed fit by the bank is identified and used as the underlying asset for the sale and purchase transaction between bank and customer. And this account has flexibility of tenure from 1 month up to 60 months, and the profit paid either monthly, half yearly or upon maturity. This Islamic fixed deposit I offer higher profit rates than a normal Islamic saving account. Okay, the third one is repurchase agreement or known as Islamic repo. And repo or known as a repurchase agreement is the method of an arrangement in which a bank sells its worth of money market paper to an investor with the understanding that the bank would repurchase the money market paper at a set future date at a predetermined price. The tenure of repo can range from 1 day to 1 year, and investor also can retire the transaction earlier, means reverse repo, and subject to rate modification if they require the fund sooner. So for the product acceptance bills I that offered by Maybank will be explained to the next slide by my beautiful friends Nur Amilin, and that's all from me, and thank you.
The last treasury product offered by Maybank is Acceptance Bill Islamic. Acceptance Bill Islamic is a short-term facility in which a usage bill of exchange is drawn by MIB, and it's also accepted by the buyer and payable on a future date. So, the example of acceptance bill can divide into two, which are the first one is financing instrument, which is based on murabahah concept, and the second is investment instrument, and they are used by a dime concept. In conclusion, treasury product is also one of the product that people will use for a long term. Treasury department is also crucial department to every institutions, business and organizations to manage their liquidity and financial risks. In short, if we have the opportunity to work into the treasury department, we would love to pursue for this job.